I swear to God, if Lloyd actually finishes this fight in 2 minutes, I'm gonna... Hold up. Let him cook. Oh, hold up. What in Diddy's Island is going on here? I understand we got the Catholic Church and they can't keep it to themselves, but Jeffrey Epstein's Diddy party needs to stop. So Reincarnated as the 7th Prince answers the questions, would you survive 2 minutes with Thicc Shota? And the answer is, if you're not on Jeffrey Epstein's island, you absolutely would. But in the case of who was supposed to be the big bad of the season, he got crushed in less than 2 minutes. I don't even know if he's gonna be fighting next episode, but that might be the most disrespectful shit I've seen. Make sure you drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around your Patreons where you catch my full live reactions, and I'm just gonna make a mention of this. I know this isn't an isekai, it's just a straight up reincarnation story. The YouTube algorithm likes the word isekai more, so that's why we use it. So they skipped the opening, right? And if you've been around the block, you know, skipping the opening, something big's gonna happen, right? They need the extra 2 minutes to cook. So with setting up the fact that, like, oh, you know, he's, you know, big bad's gonna be here. Is he among us? You know, we're gonna set up guards. There's this big event. I'm thinking, okay, this could be the Red Wedding of 7th Prince. But at the same time, I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, like, we know what he looks like, and as far as I can tell, he's not among us. Didn't even cross my mind he might be shape-shifting. But either way, the idea that he essentially launched Armageddon. He basically summoned giant monstrosities that all looked like, it's almost like you take cloth and when you sew it together, it's like all patchwork. All of the ghouls and demons that have been summoned in the general city, that's what it looks like. And I'm thinking, okay, here it is. This is going to be something that lasts up to episode 10, right? Like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, with the amount of carnage and destruction that's here, as strong as Lloyd is, there's a lot to deal with. And if you look at last season, right, with the Jade stuff, that was like a 5-episode final fight there, or in that area, right? So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a big thing. Lloyd versus this guy could take up an episode or 2, potentially. We got all the stuff in the general town square. There's a lot to it. And while I'm not saying this guy couldn't get a second wind, I don't know because there's no preview. I tried, for the first time in a long time, I wanted to watch a preview for an upcoming episode because I wanted to know what I was signing myself up for. But he just might be done. The fight just might be an episode next week. I mean, it's called Invasion next week, right? So Invasion means we're gonna fight a lot of smaller fry. But anytime I've talked with people in my comment section, seen discussion online, everyone seemed to be on the same page. Like, that moment when Lloyd and him pass each other, that was Aurifar. They both were able to conceal their mana. Lloyd literally in this episode says, like, oh yeah, like, I don't even know what he's capable of. Like, I'm thinking, okay, Lloyd's finally met his match. That's going to be really It's one thing to body someone within a couple of minutes of seeing them. It's an entirely different beast when the child in question keeps his hands in his pockets. Now, my current prediction is this man still can fight. And he's going to do some power-up, some crazy evil mumbo-jumbo, and he's going to keep on fighting. And that will be fun if true, because then we get to see, like, hopefully a Jade-level fight, like, at the end of Season 1. But if they commit to going the route that he just got bodied, and we're just going to have to deal with evil forces, that will simultaneously be the funniest and most unexpected thing the show could have possibly done. And I mean, the Thicc Shota jokes write themselves, right? There was one character, though, that was guarantee on the list. So, I don't know the dude's name, but when we're dividing the pairs up, there's this one creepy bastard who's looking at a child and drooling. And then, 8 minutes later in the episode, something like that, he's still staring. Different scene, but drooling. He's like a Doberman. Now, unfortunately, I don't think he got killed in the rubble and the attack, but one could hope. But either way, this season has been an interesting beast, because I think for a lot of us, we watched the first season, and there was, like, a lot of moments where we're like, that's sus, but damn, the action's really good, and the magical system's really good. And we kept watching. And with Season 2, I honestly think they toned down the sus quite a bit. Not to say that there still isn't, you know, plenty of room for Thicc Shota jokes. But at the end of the day, it's all going to be about how they end this season. Because what I initially thought was happening was we're slowly building into this scene, but it would be around like episode 9 when it popped off, and then we'd end the season. And at the rate we're going, we might finish this fight next episode, but if they extend it like I'm expecting, it still could go up to like episode 9, maybe even 10. But how are they going to wrap it up? Because I really felt like the end of season 1 was perfection. You got the emotional storytelling with Jade, you got, you know, just an amazing fight scene. I don't know if they can surpass it, but hopefully they can come as close as possible. But even if I come out of this season saying, oh, it's not as good as season 1, I can't deny that I've been having a fun time. And I think there's a lot of characters at play. If anything, this feels more like, I don't know, I guess in a way, this season feels more like they planned 3 seasons rather than 2. Because obviously it's adapting an ongoing source material. But it just feels like it's not going to build into as good of a stopping point as season 1 did. And hopefully that just means the production team is going to continue to give us more seasons. Because I do think there's a lot to explore, especially with the insanity that is this boy Lloyd. It is really funny, though, to think that Lloyd has been back to this church like 3 times. The first time, he got like expelled, basically, because he summoned Armageddon. He came back, convinced the man to like let him come back, and then immediately went into heaven to fight angels. And then the third time, it's all blown up. Now, did Lloyd himself do all the damage? No, but you have to imagine if Buddy survived that whole ordeal and he still has his kegs on his back because that's all he cares to protect, he ain't letting Lloyd within 1,000 feet to this church ever again. Good stuff, unpredictable. I mean, anyone who says they thought, like, even if we assume, which I think is happening, this man's still going to fight Lloyd, no one with a straight face is going to tell me they unironically expected, after how Lloyd set this up, that within 2 minutes he was going to body the guy. That's just wild to me, but, you know, you can let me know what you thought down below. I mean, I'm hoping that if they did body him, the fight that we get in the episode titled Invasion is going to live up to what I thought in my head was going to happen. And I try not to set my expectations too much for anything because I never quite know what an author wants to do. So hopefully, I'm going to put my faith that the author does know what they're doing here. But either way, at least for a week, we get to laugh at the meme that who we thought was the big bad villain got like 2-minute tapped because of a child with his hands in his pocket. That is glorious. But yeah, you let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. And Patreon is, of course, where you catch my full live reactions and other exclusives like, hey, I give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Damien Shisick, Big DeVal, Shasu Passon, A. Barrett, The Drunk Crusader, Kyle Cull, Austin Fernat, Rookie, Omega Alpha 83, Winter Naomi Vera, and we also have Arcedo. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.